All right, y'all. Hello. Welcome to video 3 of the Freedom to Thrive program. And specifically, what I want to talk to you guys about today is, I told you part of the program is, there's 3 parts. One is self-management, figuring out your own energy. We just did a video on that last week, really about how to manage yourself. You want to learn how to manage your time? Figure out yourself. You want to learn how to figure out manage your productivity? Manage yourself. It starts there. After you have figured this out, after this foundation has been built, the second part of this are real tools, real skill in business. So the 3 most important ones, I have done numerous posts on this. I will do numerous more, probably until the day I die. And I've done calls on this, free calls on this, I've done videos on this, is sales, marketing, and systems. These are the 3 biggest topics that have transformed my business. Literally, without them, you can't stay afloat in business. You cannot stay afloat if you don't know how to sell, if you don't know how to not just market, but market in the right way that works for you and how to connect with people. And if you don't have systems, you will keep reinventing the wheel. So I want to just touch briefly on these 3 and give you guys really the key core components of those. And really, this whole next couple weeks is about this program and what's inside of it, right? And also what's inside of it is core curriculum for each of these pieces of your life: self, business and work, and relationships. Now this middle piece I will call business, but I will also call vocation/vocation. And vocation is really purpose-driven work, okay? Work is work, but what is purpose-driven work? What is meaningful for you? What's your strength? How do you want to serve in the world? Like, why do you wake up in the morning, okay? These are really the things that I am interested in because, to be quite frank, I have no interest in just getting up and doing something for 8 hours a day. I understand the value of working hard, working for someone else, making money. I understand all of that. And what I am here to tell you is that I want a different way for myself and the people that I love to feel freedom. This doesn't mean that anything else is bad. It just means that what I am up to and what I want to teach is this kind of a lifestyle that goes beyond trading time for dollars, that goes beyond a cap to your salary, that goes beyond feeling constrained by someone else or someone else's company or someone else's mission. That's very important to me, okay? So, you know I don't have a memory, so let me just, okay. Now, the 3 things, I told you guys, every video I want to give you guys core stuff that you can actually use in your life. Well, these 3 things that I want to teach you today are applicable across the board. They're applicable if you're a Charlie Chaplin performance artist. They're applicable if you sell door to door. They're applicable if you are applying to college. These skills are really transferable, which is the reason why I don't just teach business per se. I teach skill. It's skill-based learning. If you have tools, if I know how to speak English, I can go to Italy, I can go to Japan, I can go to Thailand, and I can teach English, I can converse, I can use that skill anywhere. I can translate, okay? It's different than me just teaching you about business or how to run a business. That's not just what this is. These are powerful skills that you can use forever. All right, so already I've been so long on all of my videos, so let's begin. The first and foremost, the biggest skill is learning how to sell, okay? I'm gonna teach you guys one primary thing about sales that will help you in all of your sales conversations or pitching or whatever. And that is to take the focus off of yourself and put it on the person. Whenever we're selling, and this is true of many people, and even I did this when I was first beginning, I was wearing the hat of, how am I showing up? What do I look like? What do I sound like? God, I sound crazy. Oh, they know I have an agenda. I know I have an agenda. How am I going to get through my agenda with this person on this call? And it became so, in fact, I did a call about this and a post about this just literally 2 weeks ago, about dropping the focus off of yourself and putting it on them. Here's the contrast. There's one situation where I'm focused on myself, how I look, worried, wondering what words are coming out of my mouth, feeling stupid when something I feel like I said it wrong. Okay, and then it turns into this whole weird energy where definitely people can feel it and you can feel it. And what happens when you can feel it? You go inward, you start to internalize, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. And it turns into a vicious cycle because then you say some other dumb shit, right? Because you're nervous. Now, contrast that to the mentality, the intention of being useful. Being useful to that other person. No matter what's coming in to you, no matter what your agenda is, just literally channeling and saying, how can I be of service to this person right now? I'll tell you my goal. My goal is to always have a transformative conversation with someone, no matter what. Hands down. Whether they're a yes, whether they're a no, whether they want to work with me, whether they could give a shit about me, the goal is do not leave this conversation the same way you came in. If you didn't learn something about yourself, if you weren't confronted, if you don't leave the conversation thinking a little bit differently about who you are, what you're up to, and what's possible for you, if you don't leave feeling a little bit more powerful, I didn't do my job. I'm committed to something larger than a sale or a dollar or whatever, or a metric. The metric is, do I feel good and truthful and strong doing this? And you don't have to pay me to do that. If I'm having a conversation with you, it's because transformation is the goal, okay? Not improving yourself. Transformation is the goal. Contrast that. You don't care how you show up. You can be messy. You can not have everything put together. You can be not know all the right things to say. You can even show up to the call. And sometimes I show up to calls not having any clue what I'm going to say to this person or how I'm going to help them. And in talking and in listening and whatever, the answers arise. But it's simply because I'm able to listen and be of service. Plus, don't try to solve every problem on a sales call. That's not the goal. If you're solving every problem, what are you going to help them with? What are you selling to them? If you're a business owner who's selling services, ultimately you're selling a service to help them solve a problem. I'm not saying you drag it on endlessly or just not solve their problem in order to sell them so that you can then solve their problem once they've paid you. That's not what I'm talking about. But a lot of times we go on to these sales calls thinking we have to deliver X, Y, Z, B, A, Z. You get the drift, right? Even with that craziness. You don't have to solve every problem, nor can you, nor should you. There's only so much time in a day. You want to offer real value, do it. Just do it with some awareness. Okay? Who knows? Number 2 point, storytelling. Stories sell. Selling doesn't sell. I've said this a million times. Selling doesn't sell. Stories sell. Of course, you can't have dollars or you can't have the sale without selling, but it's not the act of selling that sells. Usually, even before you get onto a sales conversation, it's the storytelling that has led up to someone investing their time and attention in you. The most precious commodity is someone's attention. The fact that you guys watch these videos is beyond me. They're so long. I don't even know how you do it. But I find myself quite entertaining, and I tell you stories about my life, and I'm real, and I'm open, and I'm honest, and people relate. Okay? They email me and they tell me, thanks for sharing that crazy ass story where you fell flat on your face. Okay, so I do it because to feel clear-hearted, I have to be real. So even if it's embarrassing sometimes, what's real, there's like kids running outside right now. It's springtime. It's so nice to see. To feel real with you guys, I have to tell you in real time some of the shit that's happening sometimes. And it's not always pretty. And it's always true. So I just have to do that with you, and stories are what people come to me for. Honestly, when people are buying me or my services, they are buying me. They're buying my stories. They're buying my relatability. They're buying my fuck-ups. They're buying all of that. They're not just buying, oh, you can just help me. You gotta feel, and I don't buy like that. I don't just buy based on one metric or just the value. I base it on how I feel with the person. I base it on really the connection and the hand-holding and the relatability and the affinity that I have for the person. That's how I hire my mentors and my coaches. That's how I have my friends. That's how I hire my friends. No, I have hired friends, coaches in the past who've then become friends. Anyway, stories sell. If you're not being real about your stories, I remember one of the, not my coach, her coach, My coach's coach ended up telling her one time, make your mess your message. I love that. Make your mess your message. If you're messy, use it. Really blow it up and use it to show people what's real. And that is the thing that ends up really giving you your tribe versus this facade or this persona or these groups of people who want something from you but don't really get who the real you is. So, number 2, stories sell. Literally, that's the foundation of marketing, storytelling, okay? Number 3, systems. Ooh, doing sort of good on time. Systems. If you are reinventing the wheel every single time you have a new client or every single time you sell, there's something up there. You got to look at that. You're making it harder for you than it really needs to be. There are things like contracts. There are things like some certain software. There's things like calendar schedulers and time management tools that you can use that if they're not at your service, I don't know why they're not. The reason they weren't for me is because I didn't know about them. The second I knew about some kind of automation, my business actually shifted because I wasn't doing all the hateful things I hated to do. I hate scheduling. I can't calendar if my life depended on me. The amount of mistakes I make in my calendar, deleting stuff, accidentally putting stuff here, is ridiculous. It's insane, actually. I actually should get better at it because I live by my calendar. But Michelle, who's my operations manager, she manages my calendar and she does it beautifully. And we have a software that we use, okay? Completely takes out all that irritation of my life. Newsletter. You write a newsletter or a blog every week to your people? Get some software that helps you. I remember sitting there for hours on end having to format and look for photos and add this and that and links. And I nearly shut my business down many times because I was like, this is insane. I can't do this. I'm just not a techie. I hate it. I want to write it or video it and be done with it. Okay, at the beginning I had to do it a little bit. So what? Sorry, I'm just trying to be appropriate in life here, okay? Wearing all sorts of things that who knows. At the beginning I had to do it, and then as you grow, even before you really need one, I say you hire a virtual assistant to help you with these things. But it literally freed me up to then do more of what I needed to do, which was sell and market and write content, put out content like this. So systems is the third thing, okay? Get them. Don't mess around. The time to put systems into your business is now, okay? Systems for generating leads, systems for how you're going to sell, systems for the back end of your everything, systems for your contracts and your payments, systems for your marketing. When do you do what? Systems to pitch yourself. All of this is very crucial. Okay, so these are the 3 biggest skills, and they're the biggest things I'm going to teach you amongst other business skills in this program. So, freedom to thrive. Let me tell you what business-wise we're going to teach you. Okay, number 1, effective time management and productivity. Hello, Dolly. Big, important thing. High impact marketing. I say high impact because I don't care about bullshit. I'm not going to teach you how to do social media. I'm going to teach you how to do 1 or 2 things in social media. I don't care. I built a business without doing all the frou-frou-ness, all the frou-frou tools, okay? We only have so much time and attention and cheat in a day. I can't be worried about 10 different platforms. Wealth and money management. I say wealth because I'm not interested in you just generating a little amount of money and being okay with that. What's your money mindset? How are you generating wealth? What are you thinking about for the long term for your money? And how to manage your money on the daily. Powerful storytelling and bold leadership. Need I say more? Selling with integrity and personality. Look, if you're not including your own self in everything, your own flair, if you're not being yourself when you sell, it's over. Just don't try to sell because you're going to show up robotic and it's not going to work ever. You have to be yourself. How do you sell? Being yourself and feeling at ease doing so. Last one, identifying your talents and skills. So really looking at what are you good at, what are the skill sets and the skill sets that you have and the skill sets that you want to be teaching or putting out into the world, okay? These are all the things that we're going to be teaching you in this program. Listen, if you're a business owner or wanting to be a business owner, I recommend you're already somewhat in the mix. Otherwise, talk to me about it and we'll see where you're at and what could be helpful to you. But if you're a business owner ready to thrive in your business, I would say go to this page. I'm going to link it below. It's called Ishita Gupta Freedom to Thrive. It's a no-joke business program. In addition to it being a life program, what I have learned, I'm gonna do a whole video about it, is I merge them. They can't really be separated. Life doesn't work for me without also being powerful in my work. Being powerful in my work makes me feel powerful in my life, and vice versa. Business doesn't work where I'm living a shitty life and I'm not having self-care and I'm not connected to my family, and it doesn't work. So they go hand in hand. If that's what you want, I'm like so aggressive right now. I don't know why. Sorry, let me chill out. Let me take it down 10,000 levels. I just get excited about it, okay? No one's home right now. I get so excited about it. When people are around me and I get excited about it, they're like, listen, my family, they're like, just please chill the F out. So I'll link it below. Go to it. There's a place for you to apply, and or email me and we'll talk one-on-one. I am very open to having these conversations. I like them. I'm not gonna pressure you. I'm not gonna force you. If it ain't right for you, it ain't right for you. I have no interest in pushing you to do it, and every interest in pushing you to transform. So if you're looking for, like, I have cojones, so like I won't let you off the hook. And at the same time, I have no vested interest in you being with me. Unless you're really right. Unless it's really gonna help you, okay? So listen, I'm very open about this stuff. Just have a conversation with me. It's very open. I'll talk to you like I talk to my clients. Allah, I talk to my sister. Allah, I talk to my best friend. I talk to them all the same, because if I love you, it's pretty much the same. Okay, so I'm gonna put the link down below. Go to that, click that, apply, or email me to talk one-on-one. And don't freak out about waking up in your business and like feeling out of control, okay? A lot of times, the reason I'm doing this is I don't want you to have the days where you feel out of control and you wake up and you're overwhelmed and it's Monday and you're like, start of the week, yeah. And by 9 a.m., 10 a.m., you're like overwhelmed already and you don't know what to focus on. Or you're literally not telling your real stories because of fear. Let's bust through that. Or you're not selling, not because you're not confident in yourself, but you don't know how the tweaks or the method for how to sell. Let me help you, okay? Or you know how to sell, but you're not confident. Let's nix that. Let's get worthy and valuable and confident about ourselves. Let's do all of that together. Now this video is altogether too long, but it's about taking that day and really having a more powerful way of moving through all of that. Breakdowns happen all the time in life. How are we moving through it powerfully? Okay? I've said enough. I always have said enough. And I'll see you in our next video, which is about relationships. Thanks.